Good evening, friends. It is Easter night. 14 plus hours ago, I was out here on the balcony welcoming Easter morning with the sunrise and with some snow. And it has been cold all day, and snow is still kind of spitting around and will continue supposedly all night. I hope you have found goodness in your Easter celebration, whether by yourself or with friends or family, perhaps on the phone or via Zoom or FaceTime or Google Hangouts. It has been good to connect with people over social media, as well as hearing some voices today. And so we take a breath and prepare to rest. The Easter day is done. The stone has been rolled away. The worship events that were live or pre-recorded have been shared and viewed, and people in the church and out of the church are perhaps taking a deep breath of, whew, now what? But the now what is that day one begins. What do we do with this season in a time of a wintry spring or COVID-19? How do we take the holiday and turn it into a part of our daily life? What do we do with Easter in this day and this time? How can we reframe it for a theology that is not toxic or vengeful, but instead is life-giving and inclusive? This is the journey for us ahead. And whether you are part of a faith community or not, whether you are pondering any of the bigger questions of life or not at this point, it is something in this rhythm of the year that I think about. Because I'm reminded that as much as I grasped or wanted to grasp onto the good news of Easter a year ago, I'm in a different place now. I'm almost a year older, and life has changed, my community has changed, and there has been life and birth and joy and laughter and death and illness. There is poverty and unemployment, there is war and famine, and all of that has been going on since the time Jesus walked the earth. So the invitation and the challenge Jesus has for us in this resurrection day is to continue the work, because we're not done yet. So may we breathe deep and prepare to go to rest. For those of you that have been a part of leading worship communities or expressions of bringing people together, blessings to you. May you sleep in a little bit tomorrow. For those that are still working, as my spouse is, blessings to you. Whether it's in healthcare or education or life assisting work, or if it's retail or other areas in which people are still called to show up. Breathe deep, my friends. And I'd like to close this night with a hymn, with a song, a poem, Now the Green Blade Riseth. One of the things I love about some of the songs in Lent is that some of them are in a minor key, and this is as well. But it is an Easter poem. And so as we go forth into this night, as there are snowflakes falling on me, as the city lights of Denver behind me light up the sky, may we hear this poem and pray for our blessings, for ourselves, for those we know and love, and for those we don't know and love, as we go forth now into the season and the time of the year, which is Easter. Now the green blade riseth from the buried grain, wheat that in the dark earth many days has lain. Love lives again, that what with the dead has been. Love is come again, like wheat that springeth green. In the grave they laid him, love who had been slain, thinking that he never would awake again. Laid in the earth, like grain that sleeps unseen. Love is come again, like wheat that springeth green. Forth he came at Easter, like the risen grain. Jesus, who for 3 days in the grave had lain, quick from the dead, the risen one is seen. Love is come again, like wheat that springeth green. When our hearts are wintry, grieving or in pain, Jesus' touch can call us back to life again. Fields of our hearts that dead and bare have been, love is come again, like wheat that springeth green. Love is come again, like wheat that springeth green. So you and I, as Jesus was, we are planted. We are planted in the earth, on the earth, in communities, in families, in relationships. And in this Easter season, may we ask ourselves, what can we do with it? What can we do about it? How can we tend our planting? How can we springeth green in a new way, thanks to the touch and the example and the witness of Jesus who has gone before us? Blessings to you, my friends. We will continue on this journey of life and love and reflection and song and prayer. And as many of you may have people in your life that you are seriously lifting in your hearts due to illness or strife or sorrow or grief, I too have people in my life this night that even on this Easter day that I lift up in prayer and hope and longing and yearning. So may our God of planting and of springing forth be with us. May we be examples of Jesus' new life for those around us who may be yearning for a good word, for grace, for mercy, for forgiveness, for an opportunity to reach beyond themselves, to do something good, to bring healing and wholeness to those around us. Peace be with you. Rest well, and may you find the goodness of God in each other and in yourselves as we move into this Easter season together. Good night.